My name is Asiimwe. I have a PhD in epidemiology, and I'm working here at Bayer Pharmaceutical, one of the divisions of Bayer AG as a company. And I'm the project lead for Pioneer from the industry side. My involvement within Pioneer, I'm actually the lead from the EFPIA side. By IMI terms, that's called a project lead. And working for Bayer with other pharmaceutical companies, I try to, since Bayer is coordinating the Pioneer project, my main role is to coordinate all the FPA resource and the science behind it so that we can communicate clearly with the industry, rather with the academic institutions and hospitals. One of the major challenges, and it will take some time for that challenge to be addressed, is there is always a mistrust between the academic and the industry. And you see that even now, even though the IMI project has been going on for a long time, the whole idea of IMI was to actually encourage the industry and the academic to build that collaboration attitude. And you can see it's still very difficult to build the trust between the academics and the industry. But when the project starts, always a challenge, but as the project goes to the end, you find that people have started building those relationships, and ultimately that's the goal for IMI anyway, to improve collaboration within the industry and the academic. And really, that's the main challenge. And the other big challenge is having a big consortium. So having a big consortium, you're having people with different expectations, and therefore it's a challenge to manage those expectations if you have a bigger group. But ultimately, it's all about the success of the project. So Pioneer is an interesting project because we are in the world where there's a buzzword of big data. So Pioneer was a project that fits well with the theme of big data, exploiting the big data, because everyone talks about it, and we are familiar with clinical trials, but big data has come up. So the whole idea was, if we can get access, or we can build a platform where we can access all the potential data sources, and then address research questions, which then help the pharmaceutical company understand the patients with prostate cancer, and also help research-driven questions from patients to inform themselves. I think that was the whole really brain behind Pioneer, that we need a platform that we can access to do the analysis, generate evidence, that evidence then can feed into patient knowledge and also guidelines, and academics can, rather the industry can also use it when we are trying to develop our drugs. What we have strived for is to improve transparency in what we are doing. And with good transparency, then collaboration is stronger. So really, that's what effort is about. Because people who are within Pioneer are scientists, so they can do the science regardless of whether you do it on their own or within the Pioneer itself. But this transparency and collaboration, with collaboration, then we should be able to achieve things that we normally would not achieve by ourselves. For example, Bayer, we can do a lot of studies, but the studies we do will be based on what our Bayer's views are. But within the consortium, you have all the input from the patients, from the physicians themselves, urologists, and it's a composition of many brains that end up having very good research questions in the end. Yeah, so for Pioneer, the structure is actually similar to all the big data for better outcomes project, which is the theme that IMI is currently on, where we have about 6 or 7 disease projects. The structure is the way from the previous projects, it was agreed or negotiated that we should have a work package structure, and work package 2, which is focusing on outcomes definition, and then work package 3, which would focus, work package 3, 4, and 5 would mainly focus on architecture of the data platform, acquisition of the data, and the data analysis. And then, of course, having a special work package on communication is also very important. And we have a work package which is dedicated to data privacy, because when you're dealing with all these data sets, you need to have a work package, a resource dedicated to data privacy, especially in Europe. And communication, which is very key, because whatever we do has to be communicated to the outside world, people who are not within the consortium. Pioneer is one of the most ambitious projects, even within my last 10 years within the IMI project. It's one of the most ambitious projects. But ultimately, the key goal, the success, one of the deliverables that has to be done, especially within the next year, for us to start thinking of how successful the Pioneer is going to be, is making sure that at least we have 2 or 3 data sets already within the platform. And we have started also addressing which research question, because we do have some pilot research questions. And those pilot research questions, we need to see whether actually the platform, the way it's designed or was conceived, is fit for us going forward. Otherwise, if we don't have the data after 2 years, then we're not going to get more data within the next 3 years when the project is finishing. So really the key delivery will be some data sets in our data platform.